Hello, it's Dunedien, and today I wanted to talk about Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack is a pretty interesting character from Borderlands and Tales from the Borderlands, if you're not familiar. And one of the reasons that I wanted to talk to you guys about him is just because of how sort of brilliant the structuring of this character is. Because when you look at Tales from the Borderlands, everything is blown up, everything is exaggerated, everything is over the top, and what that allows them to do with Handsome Jack is take these characteristics, these characteristics that let someone like Handsome Jack get away with things, and they're able to blow them up to the level that you cannot excuse them, that you have to recognize the type of person that Handsome Jack is. So what do I mean by that? I mean, when you look at Jack, he is very clearly and unapologetically abusive, controlling, narcissistic, doesn't care about other people, etc. But at the same time, he's brilliant, he's funny, he has this sort of charisma about him, and he's very clearly able to climb the ranks in Hyperion and become in control. Now, why do I think that this is important? Why do we need to highlight this? Well, think about what it typically takes to excuse a character, right? So when you're looking at a character that people tend to woobify or tend to sort of like, you should feel sorry for him even though he does these terrible things. What do you see? You see someone with a tragic backstory. Jack has that. He has that tragic backstory. You see someone who is funny. A lot of people are like, oh, don't take what they're saying. A lot of people when guys in particular are being assholes, but when people are being assholes and, particularly going after someone or using their comedy to hurt people, they're like, oh, it's just a joke. Oh, he's being funny. Oh, they're really funny. They'll excuse things that people do or let them get away with more because the person is doing what they're getting away with in a funny way or in a way that with someone that was doing it seriously, you might take issue with, but because they do it with a joke and a smile on their face, you sort of like, it's terrible, but it's hilarious too. Then you look at his charisma and attractiveness, and people tend to give those that are considered attractive the benefit of the doubt. And then on top of that, you look at his intelligence. So what do people say a lot of times when you point out bad things about them? They say, oh, but they're really smart. Oh, are they doing that for real? Do they actually think that? Or are they just using whatever they're saying that's horrible to try to advance whatever their end goal is? For example, I've actually heard people discuss, some really, really terrible news articles and statements and explaining them away, say, oh, the person that was in charge of that was just taking advantage of that demographic. They're not actually a bad person. They don't actually believe that. They're just being smart. Well, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the article being out there and being published is doing its harm or not doing its harm. So anyway, by taking Handsome Jack, by taking this person who is terrible and yet has all these characteristics that in real life allow people to get away with being terrible, and blowing them up because it's Tales from the Borderlands or because it's Borderlands, and just being able to magnify them and shine a light on them is really amazing. And as someone who has dealt with someone that has been really terrible, where everything that they did to me was explained away as, oh, you're making a big deal out of things, it's nothing because he was funny, or oh, you're just over exaggerating, you're not giving him, you're assuming the worst, who had the characteristics of being traditionally attractive, being funny, being intelligent or smart, who had all of those things going for them and would behave completely differently in a professional setting than they would in a personal one. It's just amazing to see all of those things blown up together. It's like they didn't miss any of them. They highlighted them. And so that, to me, is what makes Handsome Jack such a brilliant character. It makes Handsome Jack a character that I just really enjoy hating. Like, he's one of those characters that you just love to hate. You just want to get rid of him. But at the same time, he is funny, and you do enjoy listening to his dialogue. And you just, I don't know, it's very kind of reassuring to see that portrayed in person in a game that I love. And it's entertaining to be able to sit back and look at it from an outsider's perspective. So tell me what you think, the reasons that you like the way that Handsome Jack was portrayed. If you don't, then why? And put the comments down below. Thank you very much, and have a great day.